Laboratories use beagles because they're bred to be forgiving, loyal, submissive. They're the perfect size. They're not too big and they're not too small. So they're perfect for laboratories because they'll let the technicians do anything to them. They pump them full of toxic chemicals. So they literally inject toxins into their bloodstream. They do that every few days, and then every day they take their blood and test the blood for different toxic levels. Consists of taking them out of the cage, taking blood, or giving them a shot of something and putting them back in the cage. So their entire lives, that's all they know. And when you approach these beagles now, they offer you their paw. And they're offering you their paw for blood, not because they're giving you a high five. Beagle Freedom Project is a part of my larger organization called ARMY, Animal Rescue, Media and Education. And I started Beagle Freedom Project last year, in December of 2010, when I heard that some beagles were being released from a lab and needed a place to go where they would be killed. So of course I jumped at the chance. I've always wanted to rescue animals from laboratory research. You know, I always wanted to do that, I just didn't know how. And I was so excited to have the opportunity that I started Beagle Freedom Project. And since then, I've been reaching out to different labs and rescuing dogs from different labs around the world. It started off with a posting on Facebook. I saw a posting where some activists in Spain were desperate to find somebody to help these dogs. A laboratory was going out of business, they went bankrupt, and they had 72 beagles that they needed to place, or they would be killed by a certain date. And I literally saw the message the day before they were going to be killed. And I desperately called everybody I knew that was posting on Facebook in Spain, and I said, please, we can take them, we'll commit. So they told the lab stopped the killing, and we got them here.
Shannon in America not only, paid for the flight, but isn't she putting her house up as security as well because they haven't raised all the money?
I believe so, yeah.
Which just goes to show the dedication they have over there.
Yeah. It's incredible.
This is so important because we're able to rescue 40 beagles from a laboratory in Spain. They've spent their entire lives inside a cage being tested on. And we were able to make the mission, have them come here, get the lab closed down, and save their lives. The process was really quick because the lab was closing and they weren't going to hold on to the dogs, but we needed paperwork. I had never flown animals from another country to the US, so it required a lot of paperwork, a lot of veterinary care. So it was just a bunch of us working with a bunch of people in Spain to make it happen. So within a week and a half, those dogs were out of the lab, in a kennel in Spain, getting vet checked, getting their paperwork done, and getting flown over to the US. Laboratories usually will not tell us what's been done to the animals, and they don't want to tell us because they don't, again, want the public to know what goes on. However, I've done this enough that I can actually kind of guesstimate what happened to these dogs. All the dogs were male. They were all unneutered. They all have tumors, and some of them have teeth falling out and bleeding when they arrived here as a result of the drugs, and many of them are older. So I'm guesstimating that it's a male hormonal drug, Viagra or Cialis or things like that. They've got post-traumatic stress disorder, that's really what it is. And this whole world to them is so new. They don't know what this world is. They don't know what the outdoors is. They don't know toys, treats, beds, love. They don't know right from wrong. So it's going to be a process. It's very hard to find labs that are willing to relinquish animals to us. They don't want the public to know that this goes on. So I've probably reached out to a couple thousand labs and I only got responses from 2. They would rather kill than let them go and let the public know that this is actually going on. All pharmaceutical companies are testing. Any household products or cosmetics that don't say not tested on animals on the back, test on animals. Beagle Freedom Project isn't the only thing that I do for animals, even though it's consumed a lot of my time recently. My whole life revolves around saving animals and fighting for their rights. From the courtroom, being an animal rights attorney, to making films exposing animal exploitation, to saving animals whenever possible. I mean, it pretty much is my life. It's just what I was born to do.